It's ups and downs in anything. Keep going, my nigga. It's better days. I damn near had to sacrifice everything. Keep going, my nigga.
Rise and Fallers, week 25. 25, and I'm alive. So simply Rise and Fallers, where we simply take stock of our athletes from the previous weeks who've been rising in stock and see who's subsequently been falling in stock. But with no further ado, let's get straight into it. Number one, Rise of the week. Wow! The second fastest woman over 100 meters in the history of mankind, or at least recorded mankind. That is Elaine Thompson-Herah from Jamaica. She ran 10:61 to defend her Olympic 100 meter sprint title. Obviously, she won in 2016 Rio de Janeiro. 5 years on, she defended it. 2020 Tokyo, obviously went 2021. But damn, she blew the field away. And she blew my babes, Shelly-Ann Fraser. That's the one I root for. She blew out the field. Shit, she just blew out the field. It's crazy. She broke a 33-year-old Olympic record over the 100 meter dash or sprint by, like I said, running 10.61. The previous record was 10.62, so 100 of a second faster, and only 0.12 seconds short of the world record set by Flo Jo in 1988. That's a long time. That really is a long time. That's, I believe, 33 years. God. But yeah, she's doing her thing. Her lead was comfortable enough in the end for her to salute the clock, and salute the clock and the photographers. And that makes you think she could have even gone faster, because people used to get onto Bolt back in the day when he used to celebrate before he goes through the line. Like, could he run faster than he actually did? Like, could he dip, fully commit 100 meter for the 100 meter full run flat instead of celebrating? But it's crazy. But yeah, she's had a topsy turbulent last few years. I mean, she's been struggling with Achilles injury back and forth. Specifically, Achilles tendon injury for almost 5 years. She came close to pulling out of last month's Jamaican trials because of the recurring bout of the Achilles injury. And she actually came third in the Jamaican trials earlier this year. But she relished her victory over her domestic rivals. More on that later. She now joins Shelly-Ann Fraser, like I said, my babes, as a double Olympic champion, as she retains her title from 2016. Shelly won in 2008 Beijing and 2012 London. Fraser Price actually ran 10.74 and Shericka Jackson ran 10.76 for a Jamaican 1, 2, 3 clean sweep. All podium Jamaican. Shout out them boy there. Sorry, shout out them girl there. My apologies. But yeah, literally. But yeah, 1, 2, 3 Jamaicans. It was a time for them to rejoice and be proud of their athletes. But on the track, the strained relationship reared its ugly head, because Shelly-Ann Fraser and Shericka Jackson weren't really feeling Elaine Thompson-Herah. I mean, I don't know what's going on in the camp, but they weren't really feeling her vibe. I don't know. But she's a riser, and she done magnificently well in that race. I'm very proud and very happy for her. And she's gonna go on to bigger and better things, hopefully. Hopefully she can get really close to Flo Jo's record, hopefully one day smash it. So from athletics, we go to basketball. We go to the number 1 draft pick, Cade Cunningham, the man. Number 1 draft pick selected to the Detroit Pistons. He's a point guard. He's a do-all point guard, essentially. 19 years of age, 6'8", 220 pounds. Damn, he's a monster. He's been compared to Grant Hill. He's been compared to Luka Doncic. And that's great company to be in, because, most of you won't know about this, because, a lot of you guys don't like to look into stuff before your birth. But that's okay, because Uncle Mello is here to teach you guys and inform you guys about sports in history that happened before our birth, because it's important to know your history, Like they say, history repeats itself. But yeah, Grant Hill was supposed to be the answer to Michael Jordan if it wasn't for injuries. That's what they say. And if you look at his tape, he was phenomenal. I mean, he could do it all roughly around the same size, 6'7", 6'8". Great athlete. Could obviously guard, could facilitate, could score, athletic. Wow, he could do it all. But takes me on back onto Cade Cunningham. Great shot creator, very good playmaker. Can shoot from the outside and the line. He's very prolific and proficient there. He went to Oklahoma State University last season. I believe that's where Blake Griffin went as well. He averaged 20.1 points, 6.2 rebounds, 3.5 assists. I expect that to go up as he handles the ball more in the NBA for real. And also had 1.6 steals, so he was active, can, read the passing lanes. Steals is not necessarily a great indicator of a great defender, but, with his body and his athleticism, he has potential to be a decent defender there, at least. But expectations are high for him, the boy. Hopefully to be the championship level point guard that the Pistons once had in Isaiah Thomas back in the day. And then Chauncey Billups, Big Shot Billups. If he can get to their level, somewhere in between their level, he's done really well for himself. But from Cade, the man, Cunningham, we go to one of my other guys, VVD, Virgil Van Diesel. Virgil Van Dijk. Before his injury, the best centre back in the business, and it wasn't really close. He returned from injury this week after 9 months out with anterior cruciate ligament injury, which he had surgery on his right knee after a collision with the crackheads, Jordan Pickford. His return actually was tough. I believe it was at 40. He got dumpy for one of the goals. But it's good to see him on the field, well onto the road to recovery. He only played 20 minutes, but, it's a starting point. He can build onto bigger and better things. He played in a 4-3 loss to Hertha Berlin, and hopefully, he can really reclaim back that form and reclaim his crown as the best centre-back in the business. But the key that Jamie Carragher has pointed out is not to rush him, because you want him back for 5 to 6 years, not 5 to 6 weeks. You don't want him to have a recurrence of his injury or having a compensation injury because he's going too hard too soon and stuff of that nature. So they need to take it easy, Set down. Easy. But from the risers, we go to the fallers, and we go back to basketball. And for me, I'm actually going to put the Lakers here. Especially the Lakers front office, because this trade for Westbrook smacks of desperation for me, really and truthfully. It brings more questions than answers. The fit. I don't know. I'm actually so baffled. I don't know what's going on. LeBron, AD, and Westbrook. The spacing ain't there. AD's a good mid-range shooter. LeBron's a decent shooter. Westbrook is a bad shooter, especially for a superstar point guard or superstar or star level player. He's a bad shooter. Teams back off him at will because they know he can't shoot, and he seems to think he can shoot. Hopefully LeBron and Coach Vogel and Phil Handy, they can pattern that up and really get him into playing efficient basketball. But damn, I don't know. I don't see it looks smacks of desperation. Overall talent, yeah, they have a big three to match the boys in the Nets. LeBron, AD, they can pretty much cancel each other out at this point in the game. LeBron and KD can pretty much cancel each other out at this point in the game. AD and James Harden, depends which way you see it, but especially in teams like this, that could be pretty much of a cancel out. Westbrook and Kyrie, you can weigh them up, they can catch each other out. It depends how they're deployed, really and truthfully. The Lakers need more space, they need more shooting. But yeah, Westbrook, the Long Beach native, he's born and raised in Long Beach, California, Los Angeles. He apparently had a heart-to-heart with AD and Bron, where they decided to put ego aside. LeBron has a big ego. Westbrook has a big ego. Let's see how this pans out. Westbrook is the first MVP to be traded in 3 consecutive seasons. Lakers got Westbrook. This is the deals of the trade. Lakers got Westbrook and the 2024 and the 2028 second-round picks. Going to the Washington Wizards, the Wizards got the 22nd pick of the 2021 draft, which turned out to be Isaiah Jackson. They also got KCP, a player I really liked. Also got Kuzma. And they also got Montrezl Harrell. And they also got the huge, I believe around 40 million per year wage bill of Russell Westbrook off their books. But from basketball, we go to boxing, still keeping it in the stateside. So I kind of went back and forth. Was it Canelo? Was it Caleb Plant? But at the end of the day, you're chasing the golden goose. You're chasing the cash cow. So I had to go Caleb Plant and the PBC because, like I said, Caleb Plant and Canelo, they both have cases for this argument. The negotiations are pretty much dead over the 40 billion guarantee that Canelo wanted in case Plant, aka Sweet Hands, pulled out due to injury or illness. So initially, already you're on a back foot, Plant, because why does that clause need to be there? Can we not trust you to be fit? Are you available? Are you reliable? But obviously the PBC wouldn't agree to it. It's understandable because, you know, if Caleb Plant for whatever reason can't make that fight, the PBC don't want to be paying 40 million for a replacement which won't do the same numbers at the end of the day. I mean, people won't tune in. People know, let's say it's not even David Benavidez. Say someone lesser than those guys. Maybe one of their up and coming young bucks, whatever, is the replacement. People ain't gonna tune in. I know I probably won't tune in. I'll catch it on a actually I probably will tune in actually. Kenan is a bad man, but I'll catch it in the highlights. Who am I lying to? I'll catch it in the highlights. It's not a major fight to look into. But yeah, because for example, if it was the case they happened to get David Benavidez, that's a good replacement. And from Canelo's side, he could theoretically fight twice in the PBC, and he wants to guarantee his bottom line. And if he's having to fight twice in the PBC, he wants to be paid accordingly, and 40 million would, guarantee that payment. But like I said, at the end of the day, Plant is the fall because he loses out. He misses out on a 10 million career high payday. And regardless of the result, his value and his reputation and his notoriety would have skyrocketed. It's just as long as he put in a good showing, which he should believe in himself to do. And this also could have been the last time that Caleb Plant fought or had a chance to fight the number one cash cow in Canelo, and all the rewards that would come from that project were like the things I just mentioned. When you have the opportunity to fight someone of Canelo's standard, you don't let it go. You grasp it with both hands. Really, you grasp it with both hands. You don't let go. Because, you're the B side. You're probably even a C and D side compared to Canelo. Who have you fought Caleb Plant? Like, for example, when Floyd Mayweather fought just De La Hoya, he conceded to De La Hoya because he was the cash cow, who's the A side. When you're trying to become the A side, you have to take down A side. And they're going to make it uncomfortable. They're going to make sure they have the advantage because that's just the way boxing is. It's not always going to be a fair negotiation. You're going to have to concede to the A side because they're bringing most of the revenue to this fight. They're the cash cow, they're the driving force. And she should have bet on himself, him and his team. And it should have, for this fight to carry on, to be put pen to paper at the end of the day. And you have to sometimes do things you don't like for the things you really want, you know what I mean? And finally, we go back to athletics. Blessing Okagbare, a Nigerian sprinter, provisionally suspended just hours before a 100-meter semi-final race because the athletics integrity unit said she tested positive for HGH, human growth hormone, which is obviously a banned substance, in an out-of-competition test in July 19th. She's got to do better. At the end of the day, you're responsible for what goes into your body. You can't be letting these things happen. Even if your trainer or your partners or your hanger-oners pass you this and say it's good for you, you have to read it, really understand it, and make sure is this going to compromise my ability to perform. And essentially, that's what's happened. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, that's what's happened. I mean, you got to do your checks. You got to be responsible for yourself at the end of the day. Just like Sha'Carri Richardson, the rules are the rules. And like I said, you're responsible for what enters your body. And, that's that. It's your boy Mellow TMG. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you catch us on YouTube, if you're following us on Instagram, make sure you follow us on Instagram and the Twitter. Listen to our podcast episodes audibly. Make sure you do that on the Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It's your boy Mellow TMG. And I'm out.